everybody. It is Sonia and I have a life hack for you tonight. I've actually been wanting to do this for a little while, but I wanted to try it in my own dishwasher first. So, hey Penny, how are you? Good to see you. Hey Tammy. We're going to talk about a life hack for the Thieves dishwashing powder, which everybody was totally stoked about when it first came out. And then we got the Thieves dishwashing powder. I didn't have a dishwasher at the time. I was hand washing my dishes, so I couldn't really help people figure out like the issues that they were having, which was mostly spottiness on their glasses, right? Okay, so when this came out, this is how it comes to you. This is the Thieves automatic dishwashing powder, and this is about $25.50 wholesale. So you look at this bag and you think, holy cow, I can buy Cascade for, I don't know, whatever it is, right? And we're trying to get the chemicals out everywhere, because if you're using a Cascade or something like that in your dishwasher, then that residue is being left on your dishes, most likely, or some residue, and you're getting that extra chemical load because of what's in the dishwasher, right? What's left on the glasses. And it's also going into our environment, which we don't want either, right? We don't want any of that gunk in us or in our streams and lakes and rivers. So when we got this, everybody was like, oh my gosh, this is so great. And then everybody was like, oh my gosh, it's leaving my dishes spotty. So this is how it comes. I'm just going to show you, but we have a hack today. So it comes in an extra bag and a bag. And what I like to do with this Thieves dishwashing powder is I'm going to cut it. I got some scissors here. And I'm going to cut the top off of it. It says tear here, but I'm just going to cut it. And I actually don't like to keep it in this bag for several reasons. Because number one, it doesn't always get sealed really well every time, depending on which kid is using it or if I didn't do it tightly enough. So I like to put it in a jar. Number one, it's easier for me. I don't know if it'll be easier for you, but it's easier for me to like get my hand in there and get it out. So this is a jar that I poured a little bit of my old one in. And I'm just going to pour this in here. So you can just pour this right, there's the powder, right into your jar. And it comes with a little scooper like this, which I probably just poured in here. But this little scooper. So most people were using a full scooper, and the bag actually says like use a full scoop and then use 2 scoops if you have a really dirty load. Well, that was not working at all. So what most people started doing is just decreasing the amount that they needed. So most people were using like a full thing. Well, that was way too much. So then they went to a half, and I'll tell you how much I use and how amazing it works. So I actually only use about 1/3 to 1/4 of this scoop. And I don't know if you can see, you can't really see it in there. Do you see that? I only use like 1/3 or 1/4 of this scoop. It's a really tiny amount. It's only like up to here. Okay, so that's all that you need of this Thieves dishwashing powder. Now, the other thing that is important is even this amount, in my house anyway, was still leaving spotty dishes. And I don't do spotty dishes. So I'm like, I got to find a way to make this work. So I'm going to put this back in here for a minute. And just so you know, if over time your jar does get a little dirty, this is my old jar. You can see, as the humidity and everything makes it kind of cake onto the outside, or maybe your hands are a little wet. So your jar might get a little dirty on the outside. On the inside might get a little dirty. Or stuck on, I guess I should say. So this is my jar. This stays under my sink for when we need to wash dishes. And this makes it just 15 cents a load when you just use like 1/3 or 1/4. And I actually measured it out today and put it on a scale. And I use 0.1 ounces in my dishwasher. If you're really technical and you want the numbers, I use 0.1 ounces. This is 16 ounces of dishwasher fluid. So this gives me 160 dish loads, which makes it about 15 cents a load. That's really super cheap. Okay, so what did I do? So about the spottiness, what did I do? So I did a little bit of research, and I figured out that I knew this, and then I thought, oh, I don't know if I want to try it in my dishwasher. So I had a bunch of citric acid that I use in my distiller, because I distill my own water, and the calcium and all that buildup in my distiller just kind of sticks on the bottom. And so I have to put citric acid in there to like melt all the calcium deposits and everything. Well, I had a big block of citric acid that was just like, I couldn't break it up. I'm like banging it and I couldn't break it up. So I just threw it in a bowl of water and I thought, I'm going to try this. So I threw it in a bowl of water. I let it all dissolve. I poured it in a jar and I started using that in my rinse cycle, my little rinse cup that's in your dishwasher. And lo and behold, oh my gosh, my dishes were coming out sparkly, shiny, beautiful, no spots, 0 spots. And as I was even preparing for this today, one of my kids came in and said, oh, you're going to do it on the thing. Our dishes are coming out so clean. I'm so excited that you found this. So, hey, Jennifer, how are you? Hey, Dawn. All right. Yes, feel free to share or tag your friends in this because this is going to save your life. You're going to be so excited about that. Do I have a softener because I use that less? No, I do not have a softener. I have regular hard city water. I do have actually a filter that filters out all the things that you could absorb through your skin. So our showers and everything are filtered in that way, but it's not filtering out any of the hard water. And I don't have a hard water, like a salt water softener doohickey in my thing. Okay. You love the savings as long as it cleans very well. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Okay. So I knew that I had just thrown this chunk of citric acid in this bowl of water. And I'm like, well, this is not going to help anybody because I can't tell them how much to put in their water. So after I ran out of that first batch and I knew it was working so well, I went on Amazon and I posted the link above to this citric acid on Amazon. And I bought some of this and I just started measuring it out to see how much would work. And you might even be able to get away with less than I use, but I will tell you how much I use. Okay, so this is the citric acid that's linked below. It's just a bag. Inside, just crystalline citric acid, okay? So fairly natural. This is a non-GMO and all of that kind of stuff. So I just take a jar like this, and I put 4 cups of this citric acid into my jar, just 4 cups. Now, this whole bag would give me 3 of these half gallons, okay? About. It would give me almost 3, so I could probably cut it down just a little bit and get 3 out of it. So this will give me 3 half gallons of this. Just 4 cups of citric acid. The whole rest of this is just water. That's all it is. And then, so if I use this as my rinse agent, this makes this whole jar as a rinse agent. I don't know what you guys pay for rinse agents at the grocery store, but I've seen just little things of rinse agent be like $3 or $4. Am I right? I don't know. It's been a while since I looked at them. So I didn't take a look at them today. But this whole jar, $4.66 per this jar. That's awesome. And this lasts me forever because you know those little rinse agent cups are just, it doesn't take very much in there. All right, so that is so cool. So this is actually going to be like pennies, just like a penny or 2 as your rinse agent each time. Yes, very reasonable. And you can also make bath fizzies with it, Shannon says. Yes, if you want to, you can use your citric acid to help you make bath fizzies. You have citric acid, you'll try that because rinse aid is expensive and it isn't healthy either. Yes, correct. It is not healthy either. All of that stuff has chemicals. All right, so I got one more hack for you. So I started using this and trying to pour it out of this jar into my little cup. Well, that didn't work very well because then it was spilling all over the door. And so I took my old Thieves laundry soap container. I thought, I bet this would pour great. So I just pour some of this into, I took the label off and used some lemon oil, and I just pour this into my Thieves laundry soap container. And then this pours so easily just right into that little rinse aid place. You could use anything you wanted. You could probably even use like I don't know, an empty Thieves hand sanitizer if you like something little tiny to use. But I love this because I don't have to refill it often. It just sits under my counter. It's all beautiful and nice and white and clean looking, which I love. So that makes it super easy to pour as well. All right. So 15 cents because you're only using, if you didn't get in on the beginning, you're only using like a tiny bit of this dishwashing powder, like 1/3 to 1/4 of the dishwashing powder. That's it. 15 cents a load. So even though the bag is like, you look at it and you go, oh my gosh, that's $25. That's too much for a dish powder. Yeah, I agree. And I agree that that sounds like a whole lot. And when you break it down and it's only 15 cents a load, that is pretty incredible. So 160 loads I get out of this. If I did all my figures right, you guys double check me because I might not have, but I'll put all the figures up here and then your rinse agent. So this is my life hack for you tonight. I hope that it helps you. We're going to try to actually redo this like in the kitchen for people. And we are going to record it and put it up on our YouTube channel so you can share it with friends that aren't on Facebook. But tonight, I just wanted to get it out there because I know how many of you are struggling with like using a chemical because you know you're like, oh my gosh, the chemical thing is the only thing that keeps my dishes clean. Oh, and this. Okay, so I've just been using Thieves dishwasher powder and my whole lid, you know how when you open your dishwasher, the flat lid that has the little hole, you know, things for your powder, that was all like scummy. I mean, it was all like this white scummy stuff on it. And after just one rinse or two with this, like after using this, totally went away. Like my dishwasher is sparkly clean on the inside, which is pretty incredible. Isn't the detergent an ingredient in magic dust? The laundry detergent, maybe. I know that the Thieves cleaner is an ingredient in magic dust. So, but maybe somebody else also uses the laundry cleaner in it. I don't know. They have a pour cap for these jars? Really? I have not seen those, Monica. You're going to have to link me to that because that would be awesome. Yeah, you're welcome. All right, so that's all for tonight. I hope you have a fabulous evening, and we'll be back in here with some more oily education and some tips and tricks on how to get the most of your Young Living products very soon.